Welcome to another edition of Louder Milk Homestead how-to videos, and I'm going to start this one with an apology. In a haste to get stuff done, a lot of work to do, not a whole lot of time to do it. It's going to be raining tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I really only have today, Saturday, to get anything done. And it's springtime. It's March 26th, 27th, which means it's time to treat for ticks. Ticks are really bad here. I think the first year we were here, Ada come outside for like an hour and come back in with 7 ticks. So we found a product, which I'll show you in a second, that it gives you good coverage. 25,000 square foot per bag, which that's not true, don't believe them. And it's like $14 a bag. So we buy 14 bags. But anyway, in a haste to get stuff done, I went ahead and used our spreader for the tractor. Like, I hooked it to the tractor, used it, cleaned it, and packed it back in this storage container, this shipping container, not thinking that, hey, this is something we do every year. It's required, and I didn't show it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the spreader. The spreader has a PTO shaft. One end of that clips on there. It's important to know that this is a button, and to get it to slide on there, you may have to grease that a little bit, and you push that in just like so, and it'll go on there. It is hard to get to. You will have to get down on your knees and jiggle it to get it on, but one end of that goes on the spreader, one goes on the tractor. For the tick treatment, if I can get over here, this is the control arm, and you see this just keeps it from going any further. And we put it 1, 2, 3, 4. So I loaded 10 bags in this thing, and I put it on the 4th thing, and you get your tractor to 2,400 RPMs. There's a gauge on the tractor that'll tell you how many RPMs. You engage the PTO and it will spin that. And there's also an agitator in here, so it will make sure that the stuff feeds. And that's pretty much it. It is important to know what this needs to be on. If you open it too far, you won't have enough to cover the yard. But if you put it on the 4th outside hole, and you run the tractor pretty much full speed, it will actually do the whole yard. And what I do is, this thing is a beast. Like, I basically tick treated the whole entire yard in about 20 minutes. You do not have to go. It spreads like 40 feet wide. So from the tractor to one side, you're getting 20 feet of coverage. So essentially, you can go over the yard pretty quick. And you don't have to worry about taking the bucket off the tractor or anything, because it shoots that stuff so far that, you can kind of avoid trees and fences and stuff like that. You don't have to get too close to anything. It is quick attach hitch compatible. I added these. It's a quick attach hitch kit. So you basically just back the tractor up to it. I've got it on this wagon for a reason. You roll that wagon right up to the tractor, and you can pick it up right off the wagon. And same for unloading. Now, when you're done with it, you will, before you bring it and put it back up for storage, and I do try to keep this dry. There's a lot of moving parts here. There are grease fittings, as you can see right here. on the universal joints of that PTO shaft. Remember those. And what I do with this is I grease it before I use it every time. And I usually grease the splines, and you can see gunk grease right there. I basically just shoot grease on there and use my hand to kind of give it a coverage so the PTO shaft slides on easily. When you're finished, you'll back the tractor up to a water spigot, lower this down, and you hose it off. If you do that every time, it'll last a long time. The tick stuff is not so much an issue, but fertilizer is very corrosive. And there's metal parts here, so you definitely want to spray out that stuff. So you spray it out, and you're done. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But basically, I think I ordered 14 bags. Anyway, and that's it. And I'm sorry I didn't show you. But anyway, we'll take a quick break here, and I'll pick it back up over at the back of my truck where I've got a few remaining bags and the manual walk behind spreader, which is what I use to get up next to the house and in those tighter areas that I can't really get a tractor to. I try to also keep this away from the chickens. So, I try to stay 30-40 feet away from the chicken coop when I'm spreading, because chickens, it doesn't take much to do them in. Now this does kill more. This stuff does kill more than ticks. It kills spiders, ants, fleas. It kills it. And it is important to time when you're going to lay this stuff down. You want to time it, the day before a rain, because the rain is what actually activates it and gets it into the ground. And it is pet safe to a degree, but like right now I just treated the yard. You probably don't want the pets rolling around on the grass right now. You want to wait till after it rains, but once it rains on it, it's golden. You're good to go. And we've used this for going on 4 years now, at least 3. And we treat in late March, early April, and we won't see a tick all year. Now the ants and the spiders come back, but we won't see an ant or a spider till midsummer, but they do come back. But for ticks, apparently it doesn't take much. We won't see another tick all year, at least on our property. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to cut the video now. So welcome back up over the truck. So this is the stuff: Spectracide, Triazicide, insect killer for lawns. It's good stuff, really good stuff. So I use this spreader here to get in between the garden beds, and usually at least around these flower boxes and stuff. And that's pretty much it for the tick stuff. Really not much else to it. Trying to think. Once a year, we don't wait till we see the first tick. We try to, nip that in the bud. When we start seeing bugs, spiders, flies, carpenter bees, etc., that's when we lay it down. Do it every year, and you can enjoy a tick-free lifestyle. Anyway, with that said, that's it. Peace out.